Mulan is going to Disney Plus for $30. Who's directing a new Marvel movie? Plus, we're going to dive into our favorite movies and TV shows of 2020 so far. Get ready to blast off into the world of entertainment with Pop Culture Planet. Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Pop Culture Planet, my new video podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Maldonado, and for those who might not know about me, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. So I've worked professionally in the social media and digital content space for many years. I'm an on-camera host, entertainment journalist, and content creator with an expertise in pop culture. So, that means you can always find me watching a new show, binge watching a new show on the red carpet, talking to talent about their new project, or covering a film at a film festival. I'm also a member of the Television Academy, a new Rotten Tomatoes approved critic, a 2-time Shorty Award winner, and I've been featured on outlets like Den of Geek and Glamour. I'm also really passionate about championing representation in all forms. So when it comes to this new podcast, a really big inspiration for me was just wanting to connect with other diverse and talented creators and get to know them, bring those voices to the forefront, and also just create like a positive and casual place for us to get together and talk pop culture. So each week we're going to be joined with some incredible experts. We're going to break down TV and movie news. We're going to talk about what you need to be watching. We're going to be talking about all that and more. So for our very first episode, I am thrilled to be joined by two incredible ladies. This is Steffi from In My Humble Opinion and the Diva Dailies podcast, and Sharronda Williams from Pay or Wait. Hello, how are you guys doing?
Hey. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Sharronda. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm so excited that we're all like face to face for the first time. How exciting.
Yes.
I'm
scared.
I know, right? We got this, though. We got this. So I wanted to, before we get into like the TV and movie news, I wanted to talk about a little bit more of our like entertainment origins and just like how you each got started making content and where your love of pop culture came from. So Sharronda, do you want to start?
Sure. Okay, so I have watched movies since the beginning of time. My parents used to always take me to the movies every weekend, even though some of the movies were highly inappropriate for them to have me at, i.e. Monsters Ball and Beloved. So I watched movies so much that everyone at school would ask me what to go see. That translated into college, and people were like, hey, you should just start a website and do this yourself. And I was just like, no, like I feel like people need to go to school to do that. This is not my thing. But when I start realizing that a lot of my favorite people that I like to watch on YouTube, like they weren't really reviewing movies that identify with people like me, or that they kind of miss these general themes that people of color know about. I was just like, what? I'm just going to start my own channel. I don't need to wait for anybody else to do something. I'm going to do it myself. And so I wanted to be very intentional to break down these stereotypes that women don't watch horror, or that women don't watch, comic book movies, or anything outside of the traditional rom-coms that they think we watch all day. So I started my channel, and it's been great because I've met people like you.
Yes, look at us all together. What about you, Steffi?
Yeah, so I started my YouTube channel like a couple years ago, and it was really just because I needed some sort of creative outlet. I feel like growing up, I've always been really into pop culture and entertainment and TVs and movies, and I feel like in my social circle too, I'm usually the person that's like always recommending things for people, being like, hey, have you guys seen this? Have you watched this? So I just decided to make a YouTube channel where I got to spread my love of pop culture and talk about these sorts of things with other people. So yeah, that's pretty much my spiel.
That's awesome. I love how we all kind of have like similar but different, backgrounds in getting into pop culture. Basically, just that we all loved it so much that people are always talking to us about it. So, but same for me. I am always that person that's like, did you watch that show? Oh yeah, I already watched that. Did you watch that show? Oh yeah. I binged it like the night it came out. But I actually got started because I grew up doing like musical theater, and I wanted to find a way to like be able to talk about like that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, maybe I could just like combine my love of talking and of entertainment into something. So I ended up like being a journalism major in school, and from there, when I graduated, they were like, well, if you want to be on camera and you want to like talk about this kind of stuff, you know, you need to make your own opportunities. You need to like get your own experience. And it's like, nobody's going to, you know, just hand that opportunity to you. So I was like, all right, well, what if I like made videos and put them up on YouTube talking about pop culture? And I went from then being like, oh, should I be like an entertainment news kind of person, like an anchor or something, or like a reporter, to being like, oh, look, I'm like creating content for fun and people want to talk about it with me. And it kind of just turned into this whole thing of just like, yeah, let's all just get together, talk pop culture. And Sharronda, like you said, like being aware of like inclusion and representation and like, you know, just being able to communicate with other people about all that stuff, which is awesome. I'm glad we're all able to do that.
Kristen's not gonna tell you guys, but she can fan y'all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've seen the videos.
I'll tell you.
Too funny. But yeah, so that's really awesome. I'm really glad we're able to like talk about how you got started. And do you have any things that you have coming up soon on your channels or any projects you're working on?
Whenever I decide that I can record again, I'm going through you get video block? It's a recording block. They call it a writer's block.
I hear you.
Writer's block. I've been in that for a strong 2 weeks now. But someday I'm going to review Work It, and I have some interviews with the cast of Project Power coming out next week.
You've been killing it with the interviews. They were so good.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have to interview. I interviewed Jamie and Dominique this week with Africa, and then I interviewed Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Dominique again next week. So I have that.
She's just
Cool.
she's killing the game. She's killing the game. What about you, Steffi?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm trying currently right now. I'm covering I May Destroy You on my channel, so I'm like working on getting those reviews up. Which that's going to be one of the shows that I talk about a little bit later. But
awesome.
And then aside from that, I mean, I started a podcast this year, kind of like what Kristen mentioned. It's called Diva Dailies, and I've had Kristen on a couple of episodes. I've been like putting Kristen to work for the past.
It's so fun.
She's like,
everyone needs to listen to it.
Wait, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was going to say, everyone needs to listen to your podcast. It's so good. The production that you put into it and all the detail and the depth of like diving. Like Sharronda, we dove into How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That doesn't seem like a movie that you could really deep dive into, but
yes, you can.
We did. You can, and we did. You really can. We went there with it.
Yeah, so that was a really good one. But I feel like if any of you guys are like into divas like Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson, I'm trying to think of like past people. I mean, Kristen was on the Spice Girls episode where we talked about Spice World, so that was really fun. So just talking about those kinds of movies. Yes,
you guys gotta link up.
We need to connect.
I'm ready. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
For sure.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into, I got a fun graphic here. It's not that fun, but it's a StreamYard graphic. Some of this week in TV and movie news. So, first thing that I think we all got to talk about, everybody's talking about it, is Mulan. Yeah. So basically, Mulan was supposed to go to theaters, and it is now going to be streaming on Disney Plus instead after it's been pushed back a couple of times. But not only is it going to Disney Plus, but it's going to cost an extra $30 on top of your regular subscription to watch it. So what are you guys thinking about this?
I don't know why everybody was in an uproar on film Twitter. I was just like, you guys, let's lay this out real quick. Mm-hmm. Realistically, Mulan was meant for families. So for a family of like 4, even 3, like a family of 3+ people in the family, you mean to tell me that I don't have to get these kids ready? I don't have to put them down for naps to ensure that they will pay attention in a movie. I don't have to worry about wearing masks, getting into it with people for not wearing masks. I can be safe in the comfort of my own home. I don't have to smuggle food into the movie theater like I normally do to avoid concessions. I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's $30. And as I've been saying, when theaters open again, do you really think these movie prices aren't going up? Especially when they know that they, like, 2021 is going to be crazy. Like, I'm scared thinking about how much we will have to review and cover in 2021. So I just think it's unrealistic for people to think that movie prices aren't going to go up. That I think $30 is very reasonable. You get to keep the rental. It's not like it goes away. You don't have to buy a DVD unless you're those people who collect it. I don't have the coins to do that. I just think it's a win-win situation, to be honest with you. I was really shocked that there was so much uproar surrounding this. I mean, the only issue that I did have was from a representation standpoint. I think it's very important when you have films with a non-predominantly white cast that they do go in theaters, because this would have easily made $1 billion. Only reconfirming the fact that diversity matters, diversity sells. People will always go and support, So, yeah, I'm okay with that. They will be getting my $30.
Great points. What do you think, Steffi?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of bummed, that Mulan didn't get to have its like theatrical release. I was definitely excited to watch it. I'm pretty sure like Mulan was my first movie that I saw in theaters.
I think it was mine too.
Yeah, I think it was like when that movie first came out, and I'm Asian, so I was like, all right, let's go Asians, like let's show up at the theater. But I mean, I completely understand given what's happening right now with the global pandemic. I was reading in the article though that you sent that they're still planning on having a theatrical release for Black Widow, right?
I think for right now they are, but I think this is one of those things where they say this is going to be a one-time thing with Mulan, but I'm sure it's really just a tester to see, can we do this with other movies?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, like, if that movie ends up being released in theaters, because I think it's hard to predict it's hard to predict where we're going to be in November with COVID, but it is interesting to see like which movies they decide like, okay, this is going to be released on digital platforms versus having its actual theatrical release. Because I also believe too in that article it said that they're going to release it digitally even in places where you can go to the movies to
I think it said I think in some places there will be, but some will also be in theaters, and some they I guess some places don't even have Disney Plus, so then those places will be able to go watch the theaters. But yeah, so it's definitely interesting. I definitely agree with what you guys are saying, especially Sharronda, about the fact that like it would be so incredible to see this representation like in the theater, like on the big screen. I will say though that for me the $30 kind of threw me off a little bit, because you would just think that if you already subscribe to this service that you'd at least, like they didn't really like let us know that like there may be a chance that you're gonna have to like opt in to pay for stuff, So, and I would think that I guess if you already have a subscription, maybe it would be a little bit cheaper or something. My other thought is, what about in 5 months from now when the movie would have gone to streaming in general and would have been free to watch? Like, will that still happen, or will people like continually have to pay the $30 to watch it even after it would have been out of theaters? So I'm just, just things to think about. But yeah, I'm not really sure.
But after you pay the $30, you own it like forever?
You own it as long as you're going to still have Disney Plus.
Have the service, right? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, as long as you keep it. But I wonder also, like, with the $30, do you get like, is it just for the movie, or do you get any like bonus scenes or things like that? Because $30, I guess. I mean, how much is a DVD?
I don't think they will keep it that way. I don't think you'll get extra clips, because they still want to make money off of DVD purchases too. I mean,
that's true. Yeah. Now, do you think that this will, if it does well, this will lead to them doing this for some of their other movies that they have coming up, like Soul and Black Widow?
I don't want it to happen for Soul. I was talking about this earlier, because this is another case of, this is like one of the first Black animated, releases to go theatrically. So it's the same reservations that I have for something like Mulan that could lead the way because of the box office that it would do, that it would pave the way for more representation, especially in animation. So I would say if Mulan did that well, that they probably would. But for Black Widow, no, because movies like Black Widow, you're gonna go to the movies and watch multiple times. Like, think how many times you saw Endgame or Infinity War. You know, you go with different groups of people. You go more than once to kind of just see different things you might have missed in the first viewing. So for me, I would not do that with Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Like, I feel like that one's going to be one where, like, the people that are huge fans will go multiple times, whether it's with people or alone. Like, they'll see it multiple times because they want to support Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let us dive into our next topic, which is Nia DaCosta to direct Captain Marvel 2. This is very exciting. So she's just been on a rise. You know, she had a lot of success with her indie film Little Woods, and she's already getting critical acclaim for Candyman, her retelling of Candyman. And now, you know, she's being tapped to direct Captain Marvel 2. What do you guys think? What do you think, Sharronda?
I'm excited. Captain Marvel was fine, the first one. I do think that they needed to go in a different direction as far as directors. I am really excited to see what timeline Captain Marvel 2 is going to take place in, especially with the whole thing with Monica Rambeau, with the, you know, Tiana Parrish's character on WandaVision. And, you know, we have Megan Maldonado doing the writing for WandaVision and for Captain Marvel 2. So I'm very excited for Nia. I love that we have a Black woman finally, you know, directing a Marvel movie and getting a big budget. It better be a big budget for this film. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm really excited to see what stories they would tell. And she's just having a fantastic career. I mean, you go from Woods with Tessa Thompson on Hulu, and you go to Candyman, which is coming out later this year, and even episodes of Top Boy, to, like, you have your third film is a Marvel movie.
That's huge. That is huge.
Yes. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like that just means to me that, like, Candyman's going to be freaking awesome, and, like, we need to watch that if that's kind of one of the things that is like, yeah, this girl needs to do a Marvel movie next. Like, that's going to be an awesome movie.
Right. Yeah. That's like a testament to her previous work if they've tapped her to do a Marvel movie for sure.
Yeah, so I think it's really exciting. I just love when we're seeing, like, more diverse voices behind the scenes getting a chance to make projects. I think that's sometimes, you know, like, that's just something that, like, you can see the difference it makes when you have, like, just different people making these types of projects. I don't know if you guys ever watched what is that show? The Bold Type. Have you ever seen that show?
I have seen it.
No, I haven't.
So it's a freeform show, and there's just been a lot of discussion around it because it's a very, like, strong feminist show, but there's, like, a specific character that's a Black woman that they just gave her storylines that don't feel, like, super authentic to her experience, and she's spoken about that as well. And then you kind of look at who's putting the projects together, and you see that there are no people of color behind the scenes, and it's like, well, that's why. And, like, it's so crazy that you can actually, like, really pinpoint it and see the difference it makes. So I'm really excited for this new Captain Marvel. Okay, so next up, let's talk about some new TV trailers. Did you guys get to check out the new Ratched season 1 trailer and The Boys season 2?
Yes, for both. I'm more emotionally invested in one particular one, but yes.
Okay.
I felt it was a whole clap. I was like, okay,
I'm to attention.
Yes, okay. So, which one's the one that you're most drawn to?
I am really, really stoked for Ratched with Sarah Paulson. Sarah Paulson is one of my favorite actresses. I'm a huge Sarah Paulson fan. Are you going to play the trailer right now?
Just a little clip while you keep going. There's no audio. Just keep. Yeah, you can keep going.
Okay.
Just some visuals.
I'm a really huge Sarah Paulson fan. I've been watching her work, like, ever since she started collaborating with Ryan Murphy, who I've been a fan of. But I will say I haven't really been the biggest fan of the Ryan Murphy stuff that he's been doing specifically for Netflix. I tried watching The Politician, and I couldn't get through that. And then I was gonna watch Hollywood, but I heard some like mixed reviews, so I'm just like, I need to like set aside time and be like, okay, we're gonna do this. But either way, I'm really, really excited because it's Sarah Paulson. Like I keep saying, she's just amazing. So yeah. Have you guys seen because I know Ratched is it's like a prequel origin story. Have you watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Because I haven't. So
I haven't.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna watch it before the actual show comes out. So
What were you gonna say, Sharronda?
No, so I've actually started watching it, and I can't talk about it, but I've started watching it. So I love American Horror Story. So like that is my jam. I love most of Ryan Murphy's shows. But Sarah Paulson is like just so fantastic. So I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to see some of the other American Horror Story cast members in this season. I do love that Ryan Murphy does use a lot of the same talent while also giving opportunities to new and upcoming talent. So I'm very excited about it. I'm also equally excited for The Boys season 2 as well. So I can't wait to see what happens. I did break my trailer rule to watch the trailer to The Boys season 2, but I haven't watched the trailer to Nurse Ratched.
Okay.
I said Ratched wrong. Ratched.
Ratched.
Like Ratched, but Ratched. It's a struggle. I'm gonna get it together before I have to review this.
I'm excited for Nurse Ratched too, or Ratched. There's no nurse, I guess, in the
Ratched.
Just Ratched.
Right.
But yeah, so I love Sarah Paulson. I enjoy a lot of Ryan Murphy's projects, but I feel like they always start off really strong, and then sort of towards the end, they're not quite. So I'm hoping that it'll be really maybe this will be a little bit different. It'll be good. I mean, all his projects are good, but sometimes they don't all fully like hit the landing. But and I love the colors of the trailer and stuff. I love like a nice. I don't even know. It just feels like old schoolish. I love the colors. So I'm excited for them to dive into that world. Yeah,
they're fantastic.
Absolutely.
Great.
I feel like Ryan Murphy always has like a lot of like high production value.
Yeah.
Especially the stuff on Netflix, it has that like nice Ryan Murphy sheen. So he got me by the visuals alone. I was like, absolutely yes.
Yeah, absolutely yes. So I'm hoping that we'll all like it. But you were saying for The Politician and Hollywood, I feel like The Politician season 1 I did enjoy, but then I feel like when season 2 came out, I didn't really see anyone talking about it anymore, and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this now. And then for Hollywood, I felt like it took a little bit of time for me to get into it, but once I get into it, I enjoyed it. But it was, it's another one of those. Sometimes I feel like his shows end very just like happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the American Horror Story seasons, I'm like, well, how did we go from like this dark horror to like happily ever after? But he does it. So he did it in that too. And, I think it's a little bit more of like a rose-colored glasses view on Hollywood. So, if you enjoy that, maybe you would enjoy the show. And they had a lot of great performances, actually. So, you might be into it. And then for The Boys, I got a little, we can talk over, but I got a little visual for that one as well, just to show a little bit of what's coming. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a really crazy season. This show in general, really goes, it just really goes there. It's very dark, very funny, very extreme. So, yeah, what are you guys thinking? What about you, Steffi?
Oh, well, I don't really watch the show, but I was like, hey, it looks good. I know it's isn't it basically set in a world where superheroes are real, but they're not actually good people, right?
It's
just so I think that's an interesting. That premise alone is an interesting spin on, especially in the era right now where superheroes are really, really popular. It's interesting spin. I should give it a try. I only know this because I watched the Actors on Actors with Chase Crawford and Penn Badgley because I was a really big Gossip Girl fan back in the day. So I was just like, oh, okay. So I should give it a try for Nate Archibald.
You have to watch it. Chase's character is trash. So I just
really? Yeah, he's solid trash.
Trash.
Fire trash.
Oh no.
Like, you won't
okay.
crash, okay? It's gonna be hard.
I'm totally preparing myself then.
Yeah, but The Boys is such a good show because it does kind of what was that in Batman versus Superman when they were kind of like, there's always been this discussion of what happened, if Superman was bad, because like there's no one that can really stop them, and so this does it. It just does it so well. I mean, the characters are they're flawed, but still so interesting and entertaining to watch. Even though you're like, I really hope someone kills you right now, but I love watching it at the same time. Like if they don't get around to it, I'm okay with it. But I love that it just goes there. It's just like it's beyond any rated R superhero movie you would want to watch. Literally do whatever they want to do, and the way that they handle the world building of the suits, that's what they call them, suits. I just think it's done so well. Like the gore behind it, they just go for it, and it's like what you would wish DC would do is what you wish Marvel would just do. And this comic has been able to just be like, that's it. We're just gonna do this right now. We don't care. We're not holding back. So I really think
yeah, and I think that's what makes it fun. Like I like kind of seeing like these different superhero shows that are not just Marvel and DC, because as much as I like those, I feel like, sometimes they'll like redo the stories like so many times. It's like, how many Batmans, how many Spider-Mans can we see? And I love these ones like the Boys or Umbrella Academy, where they're like a little different, they're a little quirky. Sometimes they're dark, they're flawed, but it's just like different stories. So I really enjoy those ones. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you guys sold me.
Yeah, we have time. I mean, it doesn't come out until
we have all the time now.
Yes, so The Boys Season 2 is out September 4th, and Ratched is out September 18th for anyone who wants to watch them. So you got time to catch up on Season 1 of The Boys for sure. Next up, let's get into our favorite movies and TV shows of 2020 so far, guys. There's a lot, right? I guess we'll
choose from.
All right. Anybody want to go first and share some of their favorites? I guess we could start with maybe TV shows first.
I'm loving Umbrella Academy season 2. Ozark was that just the last like 60 seconds of Ozark was just like, oh my goodness, what just happened here? What else have I watched? Did you watch this year? This like years a blur. Did you season 2 come out this year?
I think it might have been the end of last year.
I don't even know what day it is today, so yet alone what year it is right now. You know what? There was a show I watched called Spinning Out, and I'm so upset about this. It was a show called Spinning Out that came out.
Yeah.
Even though it was problematic how they portrayed the black characters. I'm used to it though. But they canceled it, and it was actually really good. And I really need them to bring it back. Like, I'm gonna hold out hope, but I need them to bring it back. And also, too, I watched a show called Get Even. If you watch Pretty Little Liars, it has like that same little vibe to it, but less focus on the romantic relationships. It's a BBC show that was actually pretty good. It just came out last Sunday.
Yeah, I like saw that on Netflix, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But if it has Pretty Little Liars vibes, I might enjoy that.
Yeah.
But Umbrella Academy, also definitely one of my favorites of this year. I think that was like the best season of television in a while. Like, I really enjoyed it. And the mysteries that it opened up. Whoo! I am ready for season 3 already. That's the struggle with watching these shows. The minute they come out, then it's like, now you really got to wait forever for the next season.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Steffi? Any shows that you love this year?
Well, I feel like this is the only category I'll really be contributing for this segment. I'm more of a TV person, but
me too.
So the two, I feel like specifically thinking about shows that came out in 2020, there were 2 shows that I really enjoyed. The first was Normal People, which was kind of like all the craze back in, I feel like end of May, early June when that kind of came out, and I was super, super into that. And I know Emmy nominations just came out, and there's 2 leads. It's a guy and a girl, and it stars Paul Mescal and Daisy Edgar-Jones. And Paul Mescal got nominated, and Kristen and I talked about this like when we recorded last week. But Daisy Edgar-Jones didn't get in, and it just like really kind of peeved me because I always feel like whenever you get like a show or a movie where it's like you get a lead guy and a lead girl, the lead guy always kind of ends up getting more of the attention. And now to see that he also got, you know, he got one up on he one upped her for the Emmy nominations. I'm just like, ugh. Hopefully, you know, they'll get both recognized at the BAFTAs. But I'm just like, justice for Daisy Edgar-Jones because she was so good on that show. So Normal People for me, and then I May Destroy You, Michaela Cole. I'm one episode away from finishing. I'm gonna watch the last episode tonight, but that's a really good show. It like really pushes the limits, and she talks a lot. Kristen, have you seen it, or Sharronda, have you?
I've seen half of the first episode. Is it done? Is the series done now?
Okay, so I have to like say that it's being distributed here in the States on HBO, but I was like kind of sneaky. I got a VPN so I could like watch it on the BBC player. So I like it was really bad. I like looked up like a fake postal account just so I could finish watching the rest. But I know all 12 episodes are out in Europe, I believe, but they haven't finished airing all of the episodes here in the United States. But it's really good. Like the topics she covers, you're just like, whoa, it's crazy.
I'm gonna watch it. You know, Perry Mason on HBO is really good too. You guys have watched that, Perry Mason?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I feel like I've been hearing that a lot. What is it about?
It's, you know, there used to be the Perry Mason TV show. This is kind of like the prequel of like what he was doing before, how, you know, our families, like our mamas and daddies and grandmas, figured out like who Perry Mason was. But it's actually really good. I would definitely have to watch it. It's on HBO.
Nice.
Cool. I would say some of my favorites were definitely Umbrella Academy, The Babysitter's Club. I don't know if anyone's watched it yet, but I thought it was wonderful. It brought me back to my childhood. It brought me so much joy. And like, I'm not ashamed to say that I like cried through a lot of the episodes just because I felt this immense joy.
Cry your heart out, okay?
Yes, I felt so much joy watching it. I also, I don't know, there was something about the fact that we are stuck at home that made me really want to get into some CW shows and just like get into that kind of vibe. So I was watching Nancy Drew and Katie Keene, and I thought those were really great shows. Unfortunately, Katie Keene got canceled, but I really enjoyed those. I also, I don't know if you guys have watched Derry Girls. Have you seen that?
Oh, I started watching Derry Girls.
Where is it now?
It's on Netflix, and it's about these like girls growing up in the 90s in like Ireland, and it's really short. It's like 6 episodes each season, and it's like 30 minutes long each, and it's just so goofy. I feel like a little like plot point will be set up, and then the whole episode it just gets more and more ridiculous, and they're just like, you know, these young girls in like middle school, high school, just like getting into goofy situations and always getting in trouble, and yeah, it's really funny.
It's a cute show.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just ridiculous. But it's a very quick watch, so that's nice. You know, I love a quick binge. And then another show that I was just having a lot of fun with this year was Love is Blind. I think you were watching that too, Steffi, right? Or did you watch it too, Sharronda?
Yeah.
I got like addicted to it. I was like, I can't wait for the next episode. It was so funny.
That show just seems like so long ago. Like it doesn't even seem like it happened this year.
Back in a different time.
It's so
Who
crazy.
like
When we could go outside.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because they were like quarantined in these like pods to meet people, and now we're all in our homes.
Yeah.
So it's like foreshadowing what was going to happen.
Oh
my gosh. Yeah. And another show that was like very random, but that I had so much fun with was called Utopia Falls. It's on Hulu, and
it's a dance show.
What is it?
Do they dance?
Yeah, they dance. It's like
good.
It was. I really liked it. It's like America's Got Talent, but Canadian, but also Hunger Games. So it's like they're dancing, but like Hunger Games, and then they have this like tech that they find in this like cave. And it has all the history of like, because it's set in dystopian times. So it's like all this history of like the present day, but specifically hip hop. And the voice of the machine is Snoop Dogg. And just all these things that I'm saying. I don't know. It's so ridiculous, but I loved it. It was so fun.
I will give it a try only because you said you liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's for everyone, but you might enjoy it. It's a little cheesy,
You never know.
Hunger Games, dance off, Canadian. Yeah. Yeah, so those I think were some of my favorites this year in terms of TV. And then for movies, I don't know if Sharronda, if you want to start off some of your favorite movies of this year.
So I love me some Trolls. I'm a huge Trolls fan.
Trolls, yes.
It was cute.
I love it. Still listen to the soundtrack. I actually like Scoob. I think Scoob is funny. Invisible Man is good. The Old Guard. I'm confusing my years. I'm trying to think of what year we're in.
What year is this? 2025.
Yeah.
It's the longest year ever.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else because I'm so confused on our years, but yeah.
What about you, Steffi? Any favorite movies that stand out to you?
So I feel like I'm not following instructions when I answer this question. So like I'll get some points docked for this. But I watched finally. I think this movie. I'm pretty sure this movie came out last year. I finally watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That's available.
Yeah,
Released theatrically this year. So
really? Okay.
On point. Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so like woo! Oh my god, that movie. I feel like it's not a movie for everyone, but it's really good.
I started watching it because you were saying that you were watching it, and I found it's so interesting how there's so many like quiet moments. I feel like you don't see it a lot in films, but there's so many like quiet moments. So I was like, oh, okay, wow.
Mm-hmm.
They take their time.
Right, and it's like beautifully shot too. And like, have you finished it or?
Yeah.
Oh, the last 15 minutes of that movie was like an emotional roller coaster. I was like screaming back at like my screen, being like, oh my god, it's just it's so good. Like, and it's not even that like anything like wow, like catastrophic happens, but it's just like the emotional journey that you're on, and it just like really climaxes during the last 15 minutes, and you're like, dang. You just cried out, girl, at the opera. So that was it for me.
Yes. Too funny. Any other ones that stand out to you?
In terms of movies?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also watched one particular night, I watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That was like the second movie. And then the first movie that I watched was, oh my God, I'm forgetting. Palm Springs.
Oh yeah.
Sam Bird. Yeah. That was pretty good. Not my favorite thing. It was okay, but it was there. I watched it because I just saw so many people talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a fitting story considering like every single day in social isolation feels the same. So
yeah, too funny.
Yeah.
So I would say some of my favorites of this year, Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. I really enjoyed that movie, the new Will Ferrell, Rich McAdams. We watched it twice. I don't usually watch a movie more than once, unless like I haven't seen it in years. But like we watched it like 2 days in a row because we were like, I don't know, we just really enjoyed it. We like the music a lot. I love a musical. Which is also why another movie I really loved this year was Hamilton.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. I loved Hamilton so much, and I'm like so mad at myself for not jumping on the bandwagon when it first came out on Broadway because like I listened to the soundtrack, I think, but I like didn't really get it, I think, because I couldn't see it, and there's just so much music that like you really need the whole picture. So honestly, like I'll just play it sometimes just to like watch the whole like helpless satisfied loop over and over on repeat. I've been practicing. I've been practicing in my car.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure yesterday I was driving home, the window was down. I'm pretty sure the person that was walking past me was like, this girl's giving a whole performance of Hamilton in her car. What's happening? But I loved it. I even bought a book about the history of how they put Hamilton together, and how he wrote it and all the hip hop references and all. I really enjoyed it a lot. I also just a couple of other movies I enjoyed this year. Onward. I loved The Brotherhood. That was another movie I cried a little bit during. I know all the movies are getting me. Sonic the Hedgehog. I loved the story of friendship that we got. I think it was a movie that I wasn't expecting much from, and I thought it, was surprisingly like pretty good. And then I watched this documentary, Mucho Mucho Amor.
It was so good.
The story of Maldonado. I thought it was so interesting, and he had a really interesting life story. So it was really interesting to see how he kind of like started his career, and for those who don't know, he was like a famous Puerto Rican astrologer, which like that's crazy that's like a job, like I don't know, that he would become famous on television and be beloved in the Hispanic communities because of his work, and he was so positive, and definitely a very like uplifting story.
I guess we kind of have to say Tiger King, don't we?
Say that again?
I guess I have to mention Tiger King.
If it was your favorite, I didn't end up watching it.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you
I feel like we're the only two people in the room that didn't watch it.
Yeah, we're probably the only people who have.
You should definitely watch it. That or Abducted in Plain Sight. If you haven't watched Abducted in Plain Sight, watch that first. That was super crazy.
She's trying to make her scared.
You were literally
Did that one come out this year?
No, it came out a while ago, but like I guess social media started talking about it. That is crazy. Like watch that first. It's but it's quite great. Like you can imagine the things that happen in the documentary.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy that there's so many, like, I keep forgetting that, like, Cheer came out this year. I didn't actually finish watching that, but that was another show that, like, everyone was talking about that, like, was viral this year. And I'm like, that happened this year? That felt like 20 years ago. Yeah, that felt like 20 years ago at this point.
Right, yeah. Oh my god, I don't.
Indian matchmaking is good, too. If you have
I did enjoy watching that one. It was very interesting to see, just like.
I would hire a matchmaker.
Right? Too funny. And any other shows you guys want to mention before we start wrapping up this portion?
I mean, so part of quarantine as well is I started watching shows that were like highly talked about maybe like a year or so ago. So I really got on the Phoebe Waller-Bridge train this year.
Yes.
So I watched Fleabag, binge both of them. And then I watched all 3 seasons of Killing Eve, and I'm like obsessed. So literally, if like you talk to me, I will find a way to bring up Killing Eve. Like the obsession is that deep. So yeah, I mean, Killing Eve and Fleabag too. I'm sorry?
Did you watch Euphoria?
Yes, I watched I finally got around to watching Euphoria as well. So that was good. That was really good. So yeah. I'm finally catching up on all the things that people were talking about. That's what quarantine has been doing for me.
That's what you got to do, right? It's like, what else is there to do at all this time? Watching all the movies we didn't get to watch before.
Right. Exactly.
Or just laying in my bed and not moving. It's one of the two.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap things up, but I hope you guys will stay on for a few more minutes just to answer any questions. So everyone who's watching, if you have any questions or comments you want to add, feel free to put them in now. But I just want to say it's been so great having you guys on my first episode. I can't wait to have you back. This was so fun. And you'll be able to find all the information and links to Pop Culture Planet and to our guests below. But if you guys want to follow Steffi and Sharronda, do you guys want to share where they can find you? Steffi, if you want to start first.
I'll go first. Okay, so you can find me on YouTube. I'm In My Humble Opinion with 2 N's, like you can see on the screen there. And then you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at INN_MHO. And then look up Diva Dailies on wherever you listen to podcasts. We have fun there. And you can follow the podcast at Diva Dailies Pod on Instagram and Twitter. So, yeah.
What about you, Sharronda? Where can they find you?
You can find me at Pay or Wait on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and payorwait.com, and YouTube Pay or Wait as well.
Awesome. You guys can also catch new episodes of Pop Culture Planet every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. EST. So you can watch the live version like you are right now on my channel, youtube.com/kmaldo, and you'll be able to actually join in on the conversation in real time. And make sure to stick around at the end because we're going to, answer some questions that are not going to make it into the audio podcast. Episodes are also going to be available on your favorite podcast listening platforms. So that includes Spotify, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Casts, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And if you're interested in following the podcast, you can follow me pretty much anywhere at kmaldo or the show at Pop Culture Planet Podcast on Instagram. Thank you again, Sharronda and Steffi. It's been a blast. I'm your host, Kristen Maldonado, and I will talk to you next week. All right. So if anyone has any questions or comments, we are answering them now. So let's go back a little bit. We've got some nice comments here, including one right here. It says, "This is a clash of some of my favorite YouTubers. Have been a subscriber to all of you for years." That's very kind of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Osmani Youssef. I recognize that name.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, let me go back a little bit. Got Zach Pope over here saying, "This is already the best podcast ever." Thanks, Zach. Thank you so much.
Earlier. Hey, Lisa.
Wait, where do you see it? Lisa? Sharronda. Yes. Okay, we got some nice little comments here. Okay, we also have someone in here saying, "Oh man, I feel old when she says Mulan was her first movie." I'm so proud. I don't know if it was my first movie, but it's definitely the one I remember seeing first.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely had a couple of Disney movies under my belt.
What year was that? What year is Mulan? 1995?
98.
Oh,
I was 5, so
I was
okay. I was 8, so I'm sure I must have seen other movies in theaters before. I was 8.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but that's just one I vividly remember.
Right. Yeah.
You got a nice little comment here. Hey, Steffi.
Oh, who's that? Oh, Keen. Hi, Keen.
Oh, Gavin. What's up? I work with Gavin. Thanks for stopping by.
That's a profile pic, though. Wait, is there somebody else who said Gavin? I can't.
That's Gavin. That's it.
So, like,
Gavin? You better.
Delgado over here says, "I'm so excited for Ratched." And Lisa also says, "The trailer for Nurse Ratched looks awesome." I think it does. And she also is very excited for The Boys season 2. So she's basically watching all shows we're going to be watching.
Lisa got it covered, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We need to start a review channel.
Definitely. Someone here, let's see, movies.
oh, that's Justin.
Oh, nice. Yes, his Proud Family ahead of its time.
That's Justin. Thank you for showing up.
Thank
Thank you for supporting.
Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you for supporting us.
Did you guys watch Ozark at all?
Yeah, I did that for one of my favorite shows this year.
Because Ruth Smith wants to know, what do you think about Ozark season 3? I haven't watched it, so do you want to?
Yeah, like the last scene was cray cray. Like, oh my gosh, it was just wild. I love season 3. I'm excited for season 4, the final season, being split into 2 different parts. But Marty showed me finding himself in some trouble.
I think everyone talks about Ozark, but I have not watched it, and I'm like,
yeah,
should I
really should. It's really good.
Okay, that might be my next one. Okay, we got Lisa saying that we have a nice variety of TV shows that we like. I think we do. That was a broad range of things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Nas, "Helpless and Satisfied" is the only part of Hamilton I care about. Yes. Literally, those 2 songs, Wait for It, and the Schuyler Sisters song when they enter.
Yes.
We're looking for a mind at work. I'm like, yes, I love it. Those are like I'll just play those ones on repeat. I'll listen to the other songs too, but like those are my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
And Sharronda, you watched it for the first time on Disney Plus too, right?
Yeah, but like I used to listen to the album, so it's crazy because I only listened to the first half of the play, So like my shot, like the Alexander Hamilton opening, like that's my jam. Like that's what I live for. But it's crazy because actually in the second half, I really love the songs. But yeah, I love Hamilton. One of my really good friends, she sings work to her daughter when she's putting her to bed.
You know what else I didn't realize until recently? Emmy Raver Lambton, who plays is that her last name? But who plays
understudy?
Yeah, Allison from Umbrella Academy is in the show. I was like, that's crazy.
Have you listened to her sing "Satisfied"?
Oh yes.
Yeah, she killed it.
Yeah. We have Ruth saying Sonic the Hedgehog is my favorite character in video game and show and movies. Just loves it all.
She loves it all.
Yeah. We have Colin saying, "What's up, ladies? Euphoria was amazing. I think I'll rewatch in order."
Euphoria's so good.
Yeah, Euphoria, like, it's so interesting to see a show like basically like make a trend. Like, you know, that makeup, those outfits became so popular. I think that's like really impressive to be able to have that kind of impact.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I think we are going to
and now leave me alone about these charm interviews.
Oh, yeah, let's bring it up. Sharronda, where are the charm reviews? Sharronda. You're gonna have to join me for a charm review sometime.
Absolutely. I need to finish watching the second season, child.
Yeah. It was Did
I get resolution on the Harry and what's her name?
Macy? Not quite. Like a little. Like they resolved things, and then they were like, actually, now let's throw another wrench in. So, you know, just trying to keep that drama, the love triangle drama going and stuff, you know.
We shall see.
We have another question from Naz. I'm late, but are there any reviews or shows that you're planning to watch soon? Yeah, so any reviews that you guys have coming up soon, or, you know, any shows you're planning to watch soon?
Work at Project Power, Ratched. I'm actually watching that Teenage Bounty Hunter thing on Netflix right now.
Oh, you got that already?
Yeah, I'm watching that, and then there's another show called Away.
Oh yeah, you got that too.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of stuff I need to watch. I'm just trying to prioritize what comes out when.
Yeah, I'm trying to do those, and then also I just watched Julie and the Phantoms.
I need to watch that. How was it?
I don't know. I guess I can't really say. But I'll tell you after. But I thought, but I already, you know, I already filmed it. Just got to edit, and it's not till September. So yeah, so that's something I'm working.
Yeah,
on.
I started watching. I'm just like, because I started watching The Sleepover, and I was like, this hasn't come out for a while. Like, let me get my life together.
Yeah. Oh, I also have to watch Trinkets, season 2.
They announced it?
I think, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I've had it for a while, but they were like, you can't say when it's coming out. So, okay.
Yeah. What about you, Steffi? Do you know what you have planned after this current series?
Well, once I finish covering I May Destroy You, I'm trying to decide. I keep hearing so much about Succession, which I have not seen yet.
Good.
I know. I need to get on it.
Good. It's slow in the beginning, but like
right.
I love that.
See, speechless.
See,
so I need to get on that train.
We brought that back to Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah. Not nonstop. Nonstop Hamilton.
Oh, watch P Valley. P Valley on Stars.
Oh, okay.
This is a show about the strip club down in the Mississippi Delta. It's really crazy. There's a lot of craziness going on. But I love P Valley, and I'm actually excited for Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah, I want to see that also. Because it's supposed to have very like Lovecraftian, like, you know, he has like certain themes of horror that he would include. Mm-hmm. So I think it's supposed to have that as well, right? I think that's cool. I'm excited to see that. We got another comment here from Colin. Pocahontas is the most underrated Renaissance movie for me. Love it despite the hate. What are your guys' favorite?
Pocahontas. I like Pocahontas. I had a whole Pocahontas too. I had the bed sheets. That was like Pocahontas was my jam back in the day. I like Pocahontas. Yeah. Except for whatever movie they did after that. Then I was just like, no. Like, the first
like sequel.
There's a sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a sequel. She gets like another white person to be
like
something.
Yeah. They like kind of made her conform to the like I don't even want to think about it. But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of your guys' favorite like Renaissance Disney movies? You have like a favorite?
Oof. I mean, Hercules. Hello.
Yes, I was literally thinking Hercules. Just for the muses, man. I love their songs.
And the thing that they're trying to get rid of the muses for the live action. I said, y'all stop this.
No. That's the best part.
The best part. Stop it. I didn't do it all over again.
What about you, Sharronda? Do you have a favorite Renaissance Disney movie?
I mean, Hercules is my jam. I mean, like
where Hercules stands in this house.
Yeah. Hercules stands. Justice for the muses.
Yes. Like that's one movie that I would want to watch the live action.
But I want to watch a live action with the music. I don't want to watch another Hercules movie. How many?
No, with the muses and the music, definitely.
Did you guys see on Twitter? Like, God, this must have been like a couple months ago. But someone like a Dreamcast version of Hercules for the live action like was going around.
Yes.
And people were like, Noah Centineo for Hercules, and then
I can see it.
Jodie Comer for Megara.
Can they sing?
I don't know if Jodie can. I don't know if Noah can, but I was just like, Jodie Comer's going to be Noah Centineo's Megara. I don't think so.
But Meg did always come off more mature and older than Hercules.
Right. Yeah, he was a little bit like goofy, bumbling.
Yeah. I can see Noah actually. I can actually see that more. Noah, but is he going to buff up? I
think so. But hasn't he been working on that for another role as well?
He did Black Adam or something.
Oh, and that too. Oh, so he's probably gonna be like real fit. Yeah, real but also speaking of Colin's talking about what were we talking? Oh, how we were talking about movies that had another sequel. Isn't it crazy when you find out that like there are movies that have like 10 more films in the franchise, and you're like, what? Like, I recently found out that there are 10 Swan Princess movies, and I was like,
yeah, they just came out with a movie actually like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
I love Swan Princess. That's my.
But I didn't know there was 10 of them.
No, they have a lot. They have a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I think we have a few more questions. Lisa says, with all this free time, what are some of the old school classic movie recommendations that we have?
Oh my goodness. So I just did a live stream last night, and I don't know how we got started, but we started talking about like all these good old school movies. And I told people like, we talked about Identity, Primal Fear, Fracture, with Ryan Gosling and Anthony Hopkins, which my baby daddy auditioned for, but didn't get it, Chris Evans. What else? Like, we talked about The General's Daughter. I can't even, like, just like, it was like these real old school. I know I'm older than y'all, so I don't even know if you guys were born when most of these movies came out. So there's some good movies that you should definitely watch. This is really good.
Okay. Old school movies, like I'm not sure exactly like if there's like a certain type of film, but older movies that I enjoy, Back to the Future, Teen Witch. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. It's so cheesy but so good. I don't know why it's a musical when it really shouldn't be, but it's great. And what else? Steffi, me and you were watching some older movies. Like,
I know. I feel like for my podcast, all I do is watch like older movies. So, I mean, Kristen and I last week, like spoiler alert, we reviewed Clueless, which is a classic. I didn't realize it was on Netflix.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
I didn't realize it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
So for anyone who hasn't seen Clueless, go to Netflix. But I'm trying to think like what else. When Harry Met Sally was
Oh,
a
yeah.
classic that I had just recently watched for the podcast. Earlier this year, I watched Moonstruck for the first time with Cher. It's very good. So, yeah.
Have you seen Practical Magic?
No, I haven't.
You guys haven't seen that? You guys would love Practical Magic. Nicole Kidman, Sandra Bullock, they're witches. You definitely need to watch it.
Yeah, I should probably watch that.
It's on HBO Max. You should definitely watch it. Please let me know. I feel like that would be your vibe.
Okay. Perfect.
Awesome. All right. I think we are going to wrap this up now. But I want to thank you guys again so much for joining me. This was so fun. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.